is Melissa Pace, and I've been a member of the Cactus and Succulent Society now for a good 10 years. And I've grown to love them so much, I now grow them to sell. And some of them I like because they're so eager to survive, like climbing onion, Boweria. They can grow from seeds, they can grow from little pups, which are small plants that begin to form at the base. Or if you peel off the layers like an onion and set it on the shelf, it'll form bulbs all by itself. I love that some of them have fuzz and fur. And I love that some of them have some of the most dramatic flowers in the plant world. They're just absolutely dramatic and incredibly interesting. Each and every one of them has their own little personality. And that's why I grow them.
My name's Eliza, and I joined the Society a little over a year ago now. I've always kind of had a draw to these types of plants. They're, tough and interesting to look at, and I was really excited when I found there was a society in the area, because before it was just like trying to find things at, box stores and local greenhouses. So I came down to a meeting and was kind of immediately hooked. I mean, the amount of interesting and just off-the-wall plants there are to grow are amazing. The members themselves are honestly just as fun and quirky as the plants. So lots of fun people with lots of different, life experiences and experiences growing plants and traveling to different places to collect plants and things. And honestly, it's just a lot of fun. I tend to grow a lot of euphorbia species. Yeah, this one here is one type of euphorbia. The interesting thing about the euphorbia species is there's over 600 different species in the genre, and they all look in all sorts of shapes and sizes. They can look like this type of cactus, they can look like grassy plants, they can look like the variety of shapes and forms is great. But the one thing that really ties them all together is that they have toxic sap. They bleed sap and it's mildly toxic. Some are more poisonous than others, but it's a draw to the danger, I suppose, in some ways. But they're just great.
Hi, my name's Glenn Lord. I'm a member of the Massachusetts Cactus and Succulent Society. I've been a member for about 12 years now. I've also been the president and treasurer, and I just really love cacti and succulents, and it's an interesting plant to grow here in New England because we're kind of stuck with kind of big flowery plants, so these plants have a lot of interesting texture. But a plant you might know is relatively common are geraniums or pelargoniums. Most people don't know that pelargoniums actually come from South Africa originally. They're great because they'll flower for us almost all season, and then we can even pot them and bring them into the house and put them on a sunny windowsill, and they'll flower for us off and on all winter. And then if you wanted, you could take this out and plant it back in the ground in the spring. Or you can also propagate them just from simple cuttings, just from taking a cutting of new growth, trimming off all but a couple of leaves, and then sticking it in the ground. So for a cutting, we would do something like this. We would take and cut this off, and then we would just strip the leaves down to just a couple of leaves. If there are any flower stems, it seems wasteful, but we take those off. And then we just take that little cutting and we can stick it right back into its container if we want. We just stick it right down into the soil and that cutting will root. No hormone needed or anything. Just make sure it stays nice and warm and slightly moist, not too wet. That's the key. And then you can keep propagating these for years. Some of the parent plants for these that I've propagated are 10 or 15 years old. The key to them, to keep them going for so long, is you should re-root them every so often. So take cuttings from it, restart them, because they do much better with a younger, more vigorous root system. So I'm glad to talk about pelargoniums and share a little bit of knowledge about them that you may not have known. And hopefully you'll come and see our show sometime.